Every night, Slava would unfurl a magic carpet in front of the orchestra, and he invited us all to fly with him. Those of us who flew with him touched the stars, the moon, the planets, the cosmos, the stratosphere. It was an unbelievable trip. I feel sorry for anyone who did not get on the magic carpet because it was an experience not to be forgotten. The compelling factor that came from him, from his persona, from his conduct on the podium, was that every player was important. Important to the tapestry, to the grand texture, to the grand fabric of the composition. And that none of us should ever feel sublimated. We should feel expressive, and if we're too much, he will let us know. He is probably the only conductor who has ever asked me for more. Cheering the day from the beginning, thinking about this great man who had such an impact on all of us. And, we all don't wake up every day feeling great. But I think about Slava, okay, I'm ready. He made every player feel very important, and not just someone who is in a section, whether you were a soloist, section leader, or last chair in a section. He wanted all of us to have that degree of him feeling and knowing that each of us is important. He was a liberator. He liberated some of the players that felt in a straitjacket, and unfortunately there are players that feel inhibited, just as those who are uninhibited. But he actually sort of like opened the gate and made it flow. And so things were definitely much more passionate, much more fluid, much more natural. He wanted it to be devastating. Fredericky, when you come in first movement of Tchaikovsky 6, after quiet bass clarinet, 6 women in front row must die of heart attack. We'd start the Shostakovich Fifth. There would always be this inhalation before the first entrance, which was sort of like a signal. The fuse is being detonated, and attention, everybody. And he was so into that first breath. Ba-ba! And we get to the very final thing, boom, beam, boom. So he noticed one night that I was going boom, 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 both sticks for the final 5 notes. He then started with both hands on the baton at the same time. He's playing. was the biggest rock star of all. I mean, people were yelling, Slava, Slava, Slava. They were offering him shots of vodka on the street. I mean, it was unreal, but it was real. And it was the prodigal son has returned and brought with him, and he has said this, I mean, I don't think I'm misquoting, we, National Symphony, we are going to Russia and show them how to play Russian music. When my first wife died in 1990, right before the Russian-Japanese tour, she was terminally ill with cancer. It was undetermined as to whether I'd be able to take that tour or not, because Claire was very ill. They were getting the personnel ready for the tour, and of course Slava wanted, in all possibility, for me to be able to be on the tour. Well, as fate would step in, Claire died before the tour. We were sitting Shiva. Slava took my daughters into the kitchen for about 20 minutes. He came back, said, Fredericky, you take your daughters on tour with us. He arranged that Julie and Rosalie would be able to take that tour with us, and that we'd have some bonding time after, you know. This speaks so highly of his character, of his devotion to the music and to the players and to the families. He appreciated a player, whoever that might be, who was giving 150% every day. And, you know, 100 is good, but the players that give 150%, they have a special place in Slava's heart, because he gave 200%.